Let's go ahead and call the Senate to order. The Sergeant at Arms will please secure the chamber doors. Members, please take your seats. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. President.
All right, Senators, we are very pleased this morning to have Bishop Lamar P. McIntyre of Courts of Praise in Forestville, Maryland, guest of the distinguished senator from the 26th District. Please rise for the invocation.
Let us pray. Creator God, maker and sustainer of all things, we invoke and invite your presence into this most solemn space, a space where you have allowed leaders, past and present, to gather to have cathartic, democratic debate for the betterment of all Marylanders, its visitors, and all Americans. Because of your kindness, we offer words of thanksgiving. Thank you for continuing to bless the great state of Maryland, as Maryland remains the epitome of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Grant now our Maker continued wisdom, guidance, and unity to this chamber of leaders as they proceed with the business of the people. In those moments of difficulty and impasse, allow these, our leaders, to be reminded of the words of James Baldwin. Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. Plant this chamber of servants in the soil of humility, equality, and mercy. Let justice well up in this chamber like water, righteousness like an unfailing stream, producing a unified Maryland, rooted in beloved community. Regardless of different ideologies and differences of policy, allow noble sentiments among these senators to find shared ideals and common values that will lead to hope and audacity of hope that will produce moral voices and integral votes for the benefit of all Marylanders and Americans. Allow the reach of your presence to saturate this august chamber, creating a space of tenacity and fortitude, safety and strength for these our servants you have blessed us with. This we ask, Ge Name, and in the many names of which we, your people, experience your presence. Amen.
Recognizing the senator from the 26th District.
Thank you, Mr. President, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the Senate. Bishop McIntyre is a special, special person to me. He is a son of mine in the ministry. I consecrated him as one of our youngest bishops in the United Christian Community Churches. He serves now, was voted in, and serves as a general secretary. He is the liaison between my office and close to 300 of our congregations from here and afar. Very proud of him as a preacher. His father is also one of our senior bishops. If you think that politics here with 47 of us can be a riot at times, try the midst of elections for a bishop among 300 churches and you will see politics at its best. But he is that person who serves as my right hand and a wonderful pastor, and I welcome him here this morning. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that, Senator. And without objection, we'll journalize the wonderful invocation this morning and appreciate you inviting the good Reverend, the Bishop, to join us today. Thank you. All right. Has everyone recorded their presence? Senator from District 4. Do we have... Almost everyone here. Okay, clerk will take the call. With 44 members in the chamber and a quorum being present, the Senate of Maryland is now in session. Senators, we have 6 resolutions, so we're gonna do this quickly and efficiently, but respectfully. So we're gonna start with the senator from District 11.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Colleagues, please welcome Pikesville High School's women's basketball team, the state champions for the 4th year in a row, which is just amazing. The head coach, Michael Dukes, assistant coaches, Kevia Elliott, Kevin Speaks, Gordon Outlaw, Aisha Mason, assistant principal, Todd Hawkins, and acting AD, Matt Samay. So, and all these wonderful players, I just want to say congratulations on your win. You beat, shall we say it, Southern High School 48-36 in the championship game. And just welcome back. This is my alma mater, so it's extra special that we have an amazing group of women ballers here. Thank you.
All right, the clerk will read the resolution in full.
Be it hereby known to all that the Senate of Maryland offers sincerest congratulations to Pikesville High School girls varsity basketball team in recognition of winning the 2024 Class 1A State Basketball Championship. We applaud your outstanding season and wish you many more. Congratulations. The entire membership extends its best wishes on this memorable occasion and directs this resolution be presented on this 21st day of March 2024.
The clerk will call the roll.
Mr. President,
Has everyone recorded their vote? If so, the clerk will take the call. To the young women of the Pikesville High School girls varsity basketball team, congratulations on your fourth Class 1A state basketball championship. Well done. Thank you all so much for joining with us. Keep up the great work on the court, in the classroom. Excellence everywhere. Well done, Pikesville. Thank you all. Thanks for your work. All right. Next, we have the senator from District 3.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Frederick High boys varsity basketball team, the Cadets, made history after 42 years. With hard work and dedication, they won the Maryland State Championship against Walt Whitman High School with a score of 74-49 last Saturday. They had an amazing season overall with 24 wins and 4 losses. Head coach Monte Hill and assistant coaches David Dorsey, Alex Gardner, Bryson Hopper, and Jonah Meredith provided great support for the team and led them to success. I am so proud and honored to introduce them today, and I must also mention that my predecessor, Senator from District 3, and my husband is an alma mater of Frederick High School. So you've got 2 senators from District 3 that are having a very proud day.
Wonderful. The clerk will read the resolution in full.
be it hereby known to all that the Senate of Maryland offers its sincerest congratulations to Frederick High School boys basketball team in recognition of winning the 2024 Class 4A State Basketball Championship. We applaud your outstanding season and wish you many more. Congratulations. The entire membership extends its best wishes on this memorable occasion and directs this resolution be presented on this 21st day of March, 2024.
The clerk will call the roll.
Mr. President,
Has everyone recorded their vote? If so, the clerk will take the call. To the young men of Frederick High School boys basketball team, the Senate of Maryland unanimously celebrates and congratulates you for your 2024 Class 4A Basketball State Championship. Well done and congratulations. Thank you all for joining us today. Keep up the great work on the court, in the classroom. Appreciate it. Keep it up. Well done. All right, next up we have the senator from the 25th District.
Thank you, Mr. President, and to my Senate colleagues. Today's a special day. 24 years ago, I used to walk these same halls at the same school that these young men are at, and so it's a proud moment to have Largo High School here for winning the 2A Maryland State Championship. So we have today with us Coach Rodney Ward, Coach Chevin Gales, Coach Philip Thompson, Coach Craig Horn, Coach Bundu, and their team captain, Cam Ward, who's also the Gatorade Player of the Year, Max Prep Player of the Year, and the #1 ranked player in the state of Maryland in basketball all around. So this guy's going somewhere. Yes, indeed. And then the entire roster of champions. Every single one of these kids up here are champions. And I like to say before I sit down and come up to take a picture, sorry to the good senator from District 40. They took a win over the Carver Vocational Tech Bears and the Maryland State 2A Championships by a final score of 66-52 at the Xfinity Center. So Senator from District 40, we're sorry about that. Congratulations, Largo Lions.
Wasn't even close. Wasn't even close. The clerk will read the resolution in full.
Be it hereby known to all that the Senate of Maryland offers sincerest congratulations to Largo High School boys basketball team in recognition of winning the 2024 2A State Basketball Championship. We applaud your outstanding season and wish you many more. Congratulations. The entire membership extends its best wishes on this memorable occasion and directs this resolution be presented on this 21st day of March, 2024.
The clerk will call the roll.
Mr. President,
Has everyone recorded their their vote? That would be important. Has everyone recorded their vote? If so, the clerk will take the call. To the young men of Largo High School boys basketball team, congratulations on the 2024 Class 2A State Basketball Championship. Well done. We wish you many more. Congratulations. Keep up the great work, fellas, on the court, off the court. To the team managers and the young ladies as well that are helping out. Thank you, coaches. Keep up the great work. All right, next up, we have the senator from Upper Eastern Shore.
Hey, good to see you guys.
Senator may proceed.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I'd like to welcome back and congratulate for the second year in a row the Kent Island boys varsity lacrosse team after winning the 2023 Maryland State 2A lacrosse championship. Kent Island completed the back-to-back championship by defeating Hereford 9-3 in the championship game. Proud and honored to introduce the coach of the team, Coach Bob Woolley and Athletic Director Kate Beaton, and congratulate the Kent Island Bucks.
Excellent. All right, the clerk will read the resolution in full.
be it hereby known to all that the Senate of Maryland offers its sincerest congratulations to Kent Island High School boys lacrosse team in recognition of winning the 2023 2A State Lacrosse Championship. We applaud your outstanding season and to wish you many more. Congratulations. The entire membership extends its best wishes on this memorable occasion and directs this resolution be presented on this 21st day of March, 2024.
Clerk will call the roll.
Mr. President,
Has everyone recorded their vote? If so, the clerk will take the call. To the young men of Kent Island High School boys lacrosse team, the Senate of Maryland unanimously celebrates your 2023 Class 2A State Lacrosse Championship. Well done, and we wish you many more. Congratulations. Keep up the great work on the field and in the classroom. Thanks as well to the coaches and any parents that may be up in the gallery as well. Thank you all. And we have one additional senator from Montgomery County.
Thank you, Mr. President. A lot of us today are wearing our funky, super cool socks, and the reason for that, Mr. President, is today, March 21st, is World Down Syndrome Day. And that date, for those of you who may not be aware, was selected as the 21st day of the third month of the year to signify the uniqueness of 3 copies of the 21st chromosome. And the individuals joining us on the floor today, we've got Hari Cannon from District 15. We've got Helen Humpert from District 15. And finally, we've got Melissa Silverman from the 10th Legislative District. And we have and they're here to accept the resolution. We have a big crowd up in the gallery if you all want to stand up and show who's up there. And again, with that, Mr. President, read the resolution.
Before we read the resolution, Senator, is the Senator wearing his socks today?
Proudly wearing my socks today.
Excellent.
Yes.
Very good. Very good. All right, the clerk will read the resolution.
Be it hereby known to all that the Senate of Maryland offers sincerest congratulations to Maryland Down Syndrome Advocacy Coalition in recognition of bringing awareness and advocacy for the rights, inclusion, and well-being of people with Down syndrome. The entire membership extends its best wishes on this memorable occasion and directs this resolution be presented on this 21st day of March, 2024.
The clerk will call the roll.
Mr. President,
Has everyone recorded their vote? If so, if we could help the Senator from the 15th. There we go. Excellent. We don't want to miss that one. The clerk will take the call. With 43 votes, the Senate of Maryland unanimously celebrates and thanks the young advocates of Maryland Down Syndrome Advocacy Day and the entire coalition that are here with us today. Thank you so much for your wonderful work. Thank you. Thank you all for your great, great, great work. Thank you, thank you. Wonderful. Bless you. All right, that does it for resolutions. Do we have any guests? Any guest introductions? Any introductions? Yes, Senator from the 35th.
Could I introduce the doctor of the day?
Senator may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. Today, the doctor of the day is Dr. John Michael Niehoff. He's from District 35, Forest Hill. He specializes in sports medicine and family medicine at MedStar Franklin Square Medical Center. Thank you for being here, Doctor of the Day.
Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for your work as well. Thank you. Any additional introductions? Yes, Senator from District 2.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, I believe in the gallery behind me, we have one of our true leaders in education. The Superintendent of Washington County Public Schools, Dr. Dave Savine, is here with us today. So thank you.
Thanks for joining us. Thank you. All right. Any further introductions? Further introductions? Senator from the 42nd District may have an introduction. Maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, good. Okay. We'll see if maybe it's not the senator's district. We'll square it away in a second. All right. Let's see. Anything else before we jump in today? If not, so be considered the reading of the journal from the prior legislative day. We will start with a report of the Committee on Rules. Clerk will read the report.
Report on the Committee on Rules, number 5, Senate Bill 1111, Senator Muse, Criminal Organizations, Criminal Prohibition, Civil Actions, and Forfeiture to Judicial Proceedings.
Majority Leader moves so be considered the reading of the bills. The Chair of the Rules Committee.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that all the bills be referred to their appropriate committees.
All right, without objection, we will re-refer the bills to the appropriate standing committees. Let's take up, we have several announcements. I believe these must be some reassignments. Let's start, before we do that, let's go back to the senator from the 42nd District.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm now advised that the students from the Gerstel Academy are up in the galleries. Gerstel is in my part of Carroll County, and it's a terrific place. I was there this past year, and I was most impressed. So please welcome them.
Excellent. Welcome students from Gerstel Academy. Wonderful to see you all. Thank you, thank you. Excellent. All right, we have three
Mr.
announcements.
President.
Oh, yes. Senator from Baltimore County.
I just wanted to acknowledge one of the students from Gerstell, Amari Udo, who's up there. She was the daughter of a classmate of mine from Poly and Johns Hopkins, so I just wanted to welcome her here to Annapolis.
Oh, wonderful. She can be especially embarrassed. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Thanks for joining us. Excellent. All right, we have several announcements. Clerk will read the first announcement.
In accordance with Rule 33D, the following legislation has been reassigned as indicated below. House Bill 1009, Delegate Chang, Public Health, Federally Qualified Health Centers Grant Program Recovery Funding, reassigned to Budget and Taxation.
All right. Bill will be re-referred to the appropriate committee. Clerk, read the next announcement.
In accordance with Rule 33G, the following legislation has been reassigned as indicated below. House Bill 1013, Delegate Woloch, State Employees Paid Sick Leave Certificate of Illness or Disability signed by licensed clinical professional or counselor, reassigned to Finance.
All right, the bill will be reassigned to the appropriate committee, and clerk will read the final announcement.
In accordance with Rule 33D, the final legislation has been reassigned as indicated below. House Bill 1044, Delegate Solomon, State Agency Workforce Policy for the 21st Century Act, reassigned to Finance.
All right, the bill will be reassigned to its appropriate committee. All right, that does it for announcements. We have one official piece of business. This will be a third reading calendar. Actually, let's do a quorum call before we do make sure we have everybody here.
Mr. President.
Has everyone recorded their presence? If so, the clerk will take the call. With 47 members in the chamber and a quorum being present, the Senate of Maryland remains in session. We do have everyone here. Let's go ahead to third reading calendar number 79. Clerk will read the bill.
Senate Bill 537, Senator Feldman, Cannabis Licensee Locations Restrictions.
Senate Bill 537 is on third reading for final passage. Any discussion? Yes, Chair recognizes the Minority Leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Just rising in opposition to this piece of legislation. As many remember, last year we had a very omnibus bill that was going to legalize and stand up the industry for cannabis. And one of the big issues that we discussed for several days and probably even weeks was the location and siting of the 300 new dispensaries that were going to be in the state of Maryland. And last year we included probably somewhat vague language that said that a local political subdivision may not create zoning that unduly burdens an establishment from locating somewhere. And again, we thought that that was vague, but I think what our intention was to see what ended up happening once all these counties and municipalities got the influx of applications to locate it in their jurisdictions. What we saw was a number of places looked at this very differently. Some counties and municipalities were a little bit more welcoming of the applications for these dispensaries, and others decided that they wanted to create their own zoning requirements or restrictions for these dispensaries. Namely, Cecil County, that I represent, decided that they would welcome dispensaries in areas that were zoned for industrial use. Prince George's County did something very similar as far as where they wanted to see these dispensaries located. What we have now in the bill is that it says a county cannot be more restrictive than beer, wine, and liquor locations. Now, again, I'm not sure why we tied it directly to that. I'm not sure that that's a model that we want to duplicate everywhere else, but I think the fact is that we had those types of regulations on the books, so we decided to equate dispensaries to those retail establishments. We did add places of worship as far as a location on how far we had to be away from it. We had an amendment just either yesterday or the day before that would restrict the location of these within a half mile. So we did increase some of those, but the overall premise of the bill, and again, the reason for my opposition, is it does usurp the power of local jurisdictions to determine what they believe is best for them. And so as many feel that we are responsible for some reason to make sure that this industry is successful, I'm not necessarily there. We've had debates the other day that didn't seem to want to make sure that convenience stores were able to be profitable and operate, successfully. But we have determined that there are people that think that we are responsible to make sure that this industry is acceptable and is successful. Again, my comments, I think this bill just goes a little bit too far in now dictating how counties and municipalities can control planning and zoning. So for that reason, Mr. President, I'll be voting red.
All right, thank you, Senator. Any further discussion on the bill? Yeah, Chair recognizes the Chair of the committee.
Thank you, Mr. President and floor leader on the bill. There is a great deal of concern that if we make the zoning burdensome and dispensaries cannot come into counties, that the illicit trade will continue. Remember that almost 70% of people, actually 67.9% of the people, voted to make cannabis legal. And so if certain counties, and I can read to you some of the things that counties have tried to do, including shut down some dispensaries when they went from medical to recreational, we're going to continue to have illicit trade on the street. So I think that we're trying to be reasonable. We were happy to accept the amendment from our colleague from Prince George's and make it a half a mile from each dispensary and allows counties to use their current zoning for liquor retail and at 100 feet from residential if that's what a county wanted to do. So I think we've been reasonable, but we can't be burdensome because we have, I think, 179 new minority businesses coming in. And if they can't open in a successful location and have a successful business, we're going to continue to have the problem with minority businesses failing. So I ask for the body to vote in favor of this bill.
All right, on the bill, any further discussion? If not, the clerk will call the roll.
Mr. President?
Has everyone recorded their vote? Anyone wish to change their vote? Explain their vote. If not, the clerk will take the call. With 34 votes in the affirmative, Senate Bill 537, having received a constitutional majority, is declared passed. All right, Senators, the desk is clear. And for those of us joining, normally we're a lot more busy, but we had crossover on Monday, and so this is our slower week, our catch up, get a breather, get back into the gears of House bills, reviewing House bills. So we're not quite as busy on the floor. Starting next week, that's no holds barred. It's going to be a whole new ball game starting next week. But before we get into committee announcements, if we may, because we are going to be doing a pro forma tomorrow, if we could invite up the minority leader and the majority leader and check with one of our co-chairs of the protocol committee, if now would be the appropriate time that we could send off our wonderful rising stars. Could we get the minority leader to join us up front? Excellent. All right, recognizing the senator from the 37th.
Thank you, Mr. President. We're going to announce the names in appreciation for our pages. Our first page we're going to recognize is from Cecil County, District 36, Elkton High School, Kendall Gittal. Thank you, Kendall. The next page we're going to thank today is from Kent County, District 36, Kent County High School, Madison Messick. Thank you, Madison. Our next page we're going to thank is from Caroline County, District 36, North Caroline High School, Leslie Monteiro-Casio. Thank you, Leslie. Our next page hails from Washington County, District 2A, Boonesboro High School, William Moore. Thank you, William. Our next page hails from Frederick County, District 4, Middleton High School, Michael Olson. Thank you, Michael. Our next page hails from Charles County, District 28, Westlake High School, Kayla Pratt. Next page hails from Howard County, District 9A, River Hill High School, Shruti Vadlakonda. Thank you, Shruti. And our last page of the week, colleagues, is from Baltimore City, District 43A, Carver Vocational Technical High School, Adain Vidal. Thank you, Adain.
Wonderful. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Mr. Co-Chair, and appreciate the great work of the pages this week. They had a busy Monday, not quite as busy on the rest of the days, but they got to see, First Citizens, a little bit more of the pomp and circumstance week. So it's a great experience. So thank you all so much for your wonderful work. Some of us will see you tomorrow, but most won't. So enjoy. Keep up the studies. We wish you all the best. You're doing great things. All right, Co-Chair of the Protocol Committee.
Yeah, Mr. President, colleagues, we've got one other protocol because we're pro forma tomorrow, correct?
Correct.
Apologize, I came in a little late, but we have one other important announcement to make today, and we'd like permission to use the senator's name.
Senator may proceed.
Well, colleagues, this Saturday we are celebrating a big birthday celebration for one of our colleagues, Senator Zucker. His birthday will be this Saturday. Big round of Senator Zucker. All right.
Well, to be a happy birthday, we apologize that you won't be exactly where you wanted on the Senate floor for your birthday, but we know you'll make do. Yeah, next year. All right, let's do committee announcements, and then we have one last little piece of business here. Chair of Finance.
Thank you, Mr. President. Finance will meet at 1 o'clock today for 14 bills, 31 witnesses, and followed by voting.
Thank you. Chair of Education, Energy, and the Environment.
Okay, Triple E, Mr. President, we'll meet today at 1 p.m. We've got 10 bill hearings and no voting, just the bill hearings. Thank you.
Wonderful. Chair of Budget and Tax. Nada. Chair of Judicial Proceedings.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Judicial Proceedings Committee will meet today at 1 p.m. for bill hearings. We have 19 bills.
Ooh, all right, excellent. Churning them through. Any other standing committees? Chair of Executive Nominations.
Thank you, Mr. President. On Monday at 5 o'clock is the last scheduled meeting of Executive
Scheduled meeting, right? Scheduled meeting. Yes. Excellent. All right. Baltimore County Delegation.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Baltimore County's delegation will be meeting at 3:30 on Monday afternoon in the Neal Room. Not the welcome room, but the Neal Room. Thank you.
Excellent. Prince George's County? Or Veterans? Nope. Oh, not that. Okay. Chair of the Baltimore City Delegation?
Thank you, Mr. President. The Baltimore City Delegation will meet virtually tomorrow morning for 12 House bill hearings and a brief presentation from Senator Van Hollen. Thank you.
All right.
8:30 a.m.
Whew. Okay. Bright and early. Yes, Senator from the 27th?
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, if you're milling around Annapolis tonight, Calvert House, come and visit District 27 night. You'll have the opportunity to experience what I experience on a regular basis, the distinct and diverse folks that I am honored to represent from 3 counties that'll be here tonight at District Night, 6 o'clock p.m. at Calvert House.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. All right, any other piece of business? If not, recognize the Senator from the 29th District.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, I rise today for a point of personal privilege. And the fact is that in the state, it's important to recognize that we work for our constituents and all of our constituents. Not everyone in my district has a picture ID. Not everybody has an email address. Not everyone has a cell phone. Not everybody has a credit card, right? And the fact that I bring this up to you is the fact that myself and many other senators in here happen to represent the Amish and Mennonite communities. And they don't have things that we take for granted. And I hope that all the departments in the state are listening, because, colleagues, quite frankly, the things that we deal with on a weekly basis in my office are things where they do not feel that they are part of the state. Something as simple as getting a meeting in a state building, because the state building requires them to have an email address and set up a meeting with them on email, right? And because they go to a state building and they try to appeal something that is happening to them, all of a sudden they are turned away and not allowed to go there, right? They're not allowed to attend. And so we end up, in my office, making these appointments for them. That's something that I think is very important, and this could be, you know, in the last year, we've dealt with the comptroller's office where people can't pay their taxes, right, because they can't go there. Now, I've got to say, I give super kudos to the comptroller's office and how they were so receptive about dealing with it. Whether it be access to a park, right, because they don't have a credit card and the parks are set up that you have to punch in your credit card to go in for access, right? So now they can't. There used to be a drop box where they could put a check, right? Won't accept that anymore, right? That's something that is a big deal. Can't simply get a fishing or a hunting license because they don't have an email address, right? The fact is, we need to remember when we're legislating that we are doing something for all of our constituents. Something as simple as we're all big fan of cottage industries, and we sell baked goods, right? The Amish make a lot of baked goods. This is the community that I represent, that when we had COVID and it struck, they shut their businesses down and they converted to start making masks, right, for our local community because nobody could get them. And yet we were able to get them right away because we had these businesses, because they had all the sewing machines and they were able to make them. And that's just important. And I think sometimes we look at the state employees' convenience and we don't listen to what our constituents, and we forget who our constituents are. So I wanted to point out one other thing, right? I'm sure throughout the state you've gone to an Amish market and you've eaten food, and their Amish are in there working, right? Believe it or not, they don't even live in this state, right? They have to come from other states and they get bused here early in the morning. We have Amish and they don't work here, right? They can't work here because they could never pass the I-9 because of the driver's license exemption. It's very complicated. But anyway, the federal government just changed the I-9. And now the Amish here can actually start working in businesses, and applies to the Mennonites also. But I'm just, I take this point of personal privilege to just say, and I've got a cup in my office, the Amish Amendment, and I really enjoy it, but I think it's important that we recognize, and I'm sure this applies to other constituents other than just the Amish, that we make sure that we recognize who they are, and I hope that the state is listening so that we don't have to address this in bills next year. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you for that reflection. All right, any further business before we adjourn today? If not, let's do a quorum call.
Mr. President?
Has everyone recorded their presence? If so, the clerk will take the call. With 46 members in the chamber and a quorum being present, the Senate of Maryland remains in session. Chair recognizes the Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. And just a reminder, next Friday is Maryland Day, so if any of you are like me and you pack up on Monday to come back, it's next Friday.
Monday.
It is Monday?
Monday.
Okay. Anyway, bring your Maryland colors back with you.
But still true this weekend.
Okay, I move the Senate of Maryland stand adjourned until Friday, March 21st for a pro forma session at 11 a.m.
All right. Any objections? Without objections, so ordered. Everyone have a wonderful day and a great weekend.